Not okay, but that's just fine. Press play now. It's podcast time.
All right, so this is going to be a throwback for you because you made
Okay.
this is about a statement you made.
Okay, yeah, this is
This is going to kind of trail into something else, but
and it's going to catch me completely off guard because you've given me zero idea of what you're going to ask me.
yes, I really just want to know if you still believe this
Okay.
or if you even remember saying it,
All right. Let's
because it was a very bold statement whenever you said it.
bold statement.
All right, very hard
You
opinion.
may have to walk it back.
May have, I doubt you will though. All right, so back when you were youth minister,
Okay.
you made the statement that the downfall of society started with the Walkman.
The Walkman. Okay, yeah. So yeah, no. Gosh, yeah. No, I'm gonna stick to it. I think I'll stand by that one. So yeah, the issue with the Walkman, and it's the same, like, so the issue is comfortable entertainment. But it's not just comfortable entertainment, it's convenience. And there is within convenience a sacrifice that's being made.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a different kind of sacrifice. So
See, I took something completely different from your.
okay, so what was your thought?
So and you never explained this. This is just what I took from what your statement was.
Yeah.
Is that with the invention of the Walkman, people quit sharing music.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
And you no longer did you have this common thing where like all of your friends were listening to the same music? People kind of started isolating themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Right.
it. That's part of it. So it's kind of two things. One is the way that we enjoyed music before was around like a radio, a boom box,
Yep.
right? And if you go back to the 80s, you see in like 80s movies, you'll see this ubiquitous boom box,
Yeah.
right? Massive GE creation that weighed about 50 pounds. But it's like people were sharing it together. They were dancing, they were talking with it. You had people in their cars.
Yeah.
Enjoying music together. You had people at concerts and venues going and sharing it together. What was always funny to me was like going to a concert and, you go to a concert and you listen to the artist that you're about to listen to before you listen to them, which it's like, to me, it's such a setup for disappointment because nobody sounds as good live as they sound on a recording, but it has a different sort of timbre feel to it, right?
The energy of the crowd plays huge into it.
Huge,
Like,
huge. And you're gathered around, you're experiencing music together with people who, if they've paid the ticket price, they love the same music.
Yeah.
And so, it's like, I love that. I love that experience. But with the Walkman, it's like your music became a personal thing instead of a community thing. And I would say that also, though, and the other part of this, so that's the first part, is just what it did to sort of the socialization aspect. Because, and if you look at like anthropology, sociology, they'll talk about sort of these hallmarks of what makes a culture and how they identify a culture. One of them is music, or in a broader sense, art form, creation of art. And you don't have that in our culture in the same way. You can't say like this is American culture because all Americans are listening to this, or even, and I guess back in the day, right? And even like while I was growing up and even as a teenager, there was Texas country music.
Yes.
As a different entity than Nashville country music. And that still exists, thankfully, that there's still sort of a Texas country music scene. And it was different. It was distinct.
And I think it was even more prominent in rap culture.
Yeah.
Like you had West Coast rap, East Coast rap, Memphis rap. Like it was like there was an identity along with the music.
Right. And so the difference now is that, I guess, so back then it was like if you were from Memphis, you liked 3 6 Mafia, right? Because they were local, they were homegrown. I remember going to school and there were guys who had, what's the word? Their demo tracks, right? I remember going to school with a guy, BWP, Brothers with Potential, shout out, Corey, Dwight, Drew, like Brothers with Potential. They were out there, they were making their music. its high school sort of protean space shape, it was not as good as it would one day be. Sorry, guys. You know, I love you.
For the recording stuff that they had in the closet, like
that was it. Yeah.
It was like the amount of effort put in. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
they had to work, like those guys had to work to save money to go to somebody's like very sort of low budget recording studio. Right. And then they were selling those tracks out of their trunk, selling them at gas stations. And you could go, I remember being able to go to the gas station on MLK, one of the gas stations there, and seeing Brothers with Potential tapes. And I was like, yes. And I like music a lot. I like all kinds of genres of music. And I bought that music, though, not because I was like, oh, I just love, you know, Boys to Men, sort of a little more soulful, I think, than the Boys to Men. I bought it because those were my guys. Those were Texarkana guys. Yeah. And so like I would have bought their music forever as long as they, like if they have something on Spotify, I'll start streaming it tomorrow. Yeah. Because those are my people, right? And now it doesn't work that way. It isn't that you build a local following, you go to a local venue, you go to a local coffee shop to hear your local artist, as much as it's you go online and you find music. The algorithm tells you music that you're going to like based on the music you already like. Yep. And then you connect with an artist that could be anywhere in the world. And so it's still, I think music, because it's powerful, music still creates community. It still creates culture. It's just not creating a local culture. Right. It's creating a culture that is worldwide. And so
it's within niche groups of people with similar hobbies, right? Or whatever that bond of online group is. Or like, you know, they tend to.
And so I guess that's my thing, is that like it is nice to be able, or was nice to be able to go to a coffee shop and hear remember Dylan Manley's band, Dylan and Jay? Gosh, what are those guys called?
Free Micah.
There you go. Like it was nice to be able to go and listen to Free Micah at the common grounds with other people who are from your same school, from your same churches, same community, and like it was a bonding thing. And then you saw those people like all the time, every day. And so it created sort of this cohesion in the culture. Even though Free Micah, I know that Common Ground concert, every single guitar solo was just Sweet Child of Mine. Everyone was just Sweet Child of Mine in a different key. Like, you didn't fool me. And no, I'm not bitter that they didn't ask me to be in the band. Okay, maybe a little. But still, like I could have played Sweet Child of Mine, whatever. But anyway, it created a cohesion in the culture. Whereas now I feel like we are isolated in our community, our local community, because we're not listening to the same music. And also,
I will say this, like in our current structure of way music is done, I don't find new bands like I used to. Yeah. Like new bands or new groups or new artists come way less often, because the people who bust through the noise and become mega famous, right? Yeah. They're just played over and over again, right? Yeah. And then there's 10,000 people making music, and like I'm not listening to what my friends are listening to, right? I don't hear what they find enjoyable, right? Yeah. Like I'm not motivated to go out and search every song to see what I like. Right. Where before, like, you know, I get in the car with you, I'm listening to what you listen to. Right. Like maybe I find something I like that way, right?
Right. And you would, if you're friends with people and your friends are listening to it, the music probably speaks to your shared experience in such a way that, you know, obviously you're going to both like it. And that's one thing that I find interesting, right? Like a band that I heard a few years ago, Alabama Shakes. And I thought, man, they're fantastic. Yeah. Really great. And it was like I downloaded, I guess this was at the sort of the end of my Apple buying through iTunes, right? Yeah. And so like I bought that CD off of iTunes, but I don't know that I've heard a single song from them since.
Mhm.
Because for whatever reason, if they put out new music, Spotify is not putting it in my feed. I'm not seeing it on Facebook. I'm not seeing it anywhere else. And so it's like I liked the band. I liked that first album, but I haven't seen anything from them since. And so it's like it really puts the onus on us as fans to, I guess, kind of seek out that sort of music. Yeah.
So like, let me, and we're going to kind of get off music here in a minute, but I kind of want to get your opinion on this. Do you think a band like the Dave Matthews Band would have become as popular as they had in today's society?
No.
Like,
No.
I think they would have got lost in the weeds.
I think they would have, and they would have, like, very talented. Not taking anything away from those guys, but like, or Dave Matthews. And they had some uniqueness in using the violin, you know, the strings. Okay, but I think that there were a lot of sort of marginal Dave Matthews fan. Like I was a marginal Dave Matthews fan. Like I would not turn the radio to a different station if it came on. I think I bought maybe one Dave Matthews album, maybe two, but not a huge, not like Counting Crows, where it's like I own everything they've ever made. Rare, you know, David Geffen Rarities CD because they have one track on there, or movie soundtracks that they like. I'm a fan of those guys, but like Dave Matthews Band, I was a marginal fan. Now, if they were coming to my town, would I have gone to see them in concert? Yeah, I probably would have. Yeah, I would have. If they were, you know, if if a friend was going to see them in concert in Austin. In fact, this is sort of like Pedro the Lion. I went to see Pedro the Lion years ago because a friend was going. And he had an extra ticket. And I was like,
sure, why not?
And Dashboard Confessional, same deal. It's like, so like, would I on my own drive from Waco to Austin to see Dashboard Confessional? No, I wouldn't. A friend's going, okay, let's go. And again, we're listening to Screaming Infidelities all the way to Austin, and then we go and hear him live, and it's like, he was better on the track. So
I don't know. It's a tough way to get. Like, I miss consuming music in that way. I enjoy hearing what other people like. Right.
Well, and like also, I think I miss. It's not just music for me. It is all art. And I guess art has, there's always going to be niche art that just doesn't appeal to the masses, but there was something to everybody watching one of 3 channels at night. Right. So it was like everybody watched Friends. I can't stand the show, but like
everyone watched it.
Everybody was watching Friends that night before. I remember watching the series finale of Cheers. And it was like everybody, young and old, black, white, everybody was watching it. We were watching the Cosby Show, and seeing, you know, oh gosh, there's still like people in my generation. If I'm not going to get the name right, but it's like if I see somebody wearing some fashion thing, like a shirt that looks stupid, I'm like, that looks like a Toulouse-Lautrell. That's not the album. That's not the name, but it was like this one episode with Theo Huxtable where Denise says that she can make him a designer knockoff shirt. And it's horrible. It doesn't button right. It's right. And like anybody from my generation
would get that.
Would they get it? They'd be like, oh, Toulouse-Lautrell. And that's, I wish I could remember the exact name. But if I said, you know, like Theo wore, they're like, yeah, that's it.
But I
you
think
can't connect with people.
You can't.
That same way. Like there are some shows that are kind of transcendent. But there's just, it's not like it was them.
I think we see it today in some shows as well, where like there's a longing with society to share a common art. Right. You look at
what's the show that you think of when that comes to your mind?
So and I hate the show. It's awful.
Okay.
Lost. Like society like got around each other for Lost. I put Yellowstone in that category.
I've seen 0 episodes.
I've seen 0 episodes too, but people who watch it, they talk about it, they share it. And I think the next one is going to be the last season of Stranger Things. Like you're already seeing people just ramp up with excitement, right? Like millions upon millions of people are going to watch this.
They are.
And they're all going to be talking about it. And I love that aspect of it.
I do too.
Like I'm glad that Like
That
there's
there's
a
something.
shared common ground.
Yeah, see, I think as I'm thinking about it, it's like The Office
Mhm.
was, I think, maybe the last greatest one where,
Ooh.
and also because here's the other thing with The
Mm.
Office. The last couple of seasons, notwithstanding, the last Michael Scott season,
Mhm.
it was like everybody was watching it and we were watching it live,
Yeah.
right? And I was talking to somebody the other day about Breaking Bad, one of my coworkers,
Uh-huh.
and she was like, Breaking Bad was such a great show. And I was like, yeah, it was a great show. Like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it was a great show. And she was like, yeah, my wife and I just finished that.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Just now?
it's 2025. Like Vince Gilligan, he's gone on and he's made, Better Call Saul. He's got Pluribus out now. Like everybody, like Walt. If you saw him walking down the street now, you wouldn't even recognize him as Walter White. He's aged 15 years since then. Like, but she's like just now experiencing it, and that's how a lot of people have experienced Breaking Bad. Because I watched the first like 3 seasons kind of like as they were coming out.
Yeah.
Or I watched the whole series like as it was coming out. But then like other people, like especially as this final season came out, there were people who were watching those first seasons on streaming to catch up.
Yeah.
And so you still, by the time you got to that finale, it was like we still experienced at least that part together.
Because I mean, I've talked about Breaking Bad with you, and like I started watching it before the season that concluded, but I didn't start. So I binge watched like the first 3 seasons.
Okay.
And I finished the show, but I'll be honest, the last couple, it got so dark.
Yeah.
Like Walter White had no redeeming qualities, and I was like,
and see, that's why you and I feel a little differently about the show.
Yeah.
Because I think you got all of the good feelings about Walter White.
Yeah.
And you didn't have time to process them.
Yeah.
And then you got all of the bad feelings just like really fast.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, that character was somebody that I had grown to really like in those first few seasons. So then when he's there and spoiler alert, when he's looking down at his protege and his protege's girlfriend, wonderfully played by Kristen Ritter, and he's looking at her and he watches her choked, like aspirate on her own vomit. Like, it's like, oh,
he's the bad guy.
Oh, and I'm like, and like a certain place in my mind, I'm like, he's the bad guy. And then at the same time, though, I'm like, he'll make up for it. Like he's going to do something really great for Jesse, or there's some way he's thinking about Jesse. Like I justified why he was doing it to say that he was trying to do what was best for Jesse.
Yeah. I will say though, like one of the things I do love about the Breaking Bad show is it shows how a normal person can spiral into evil, right? You have this guy, he has a skill, he's a chemist, he can cook meth, his family needs money, he's dying of cancer.
Yeah.
Like what's the harm? He's going to be dead.
Yeah.
Like, let's sell a little like meth and like.
Yeah, it's very much the Machiavellian idea, like the ends justifying the means.
Right.
But then, and again,
by the end of it, it's not even about the means justify the means.
Right. At the end of the show, it's such a beautiful show because at the end, it's like, why? And he's like, because I liked it.
Yeah.
It's like, girl, you are the villain. You've been the villain this whole time. And at the same time, it's like, and any of us could possibly be, or maybe they'll be equivocal about it, but like any of us could put ourselves into that role.
Oh, dude. And what's funny is I used to work with a guy who was a meth dealer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And a meth cook. Okay. And I was talking to him about it one day. And I said, like, because he didn't do meth. Like he didn't. Like,
he just made it.
He just made it. And I was like, you don't do it, but you sell it. And he's like, when I ring the dinner bell on Fridays, the amount of power I have is unimaginable. He said, people will give me their wives for my product.
Yikes. Yikes. Okay.
And I'm like, man, that's dark.
That is dark.
Like,
it's dark.
It is insane.
But, I'll say this, and this is my big criticism of Friends, not having to do with drugs. My criticism of Friends. Breaking Bad is one of the shows or sort of art that I think accurately gives a view of drugs.
Yes.
because you do see how dark it gets, not just for the sort of the trashy people it shows in the first seasons doing it, but like all the way top to bottom, that it just creates such a corruption of everything that it touches. And like Requiem for a Dream is another one that it's like, it just shows the destruction. The reason that I can't stand Friends is that it makes a claim about morality in such a funny, lighthearted, humorous way. Yeah. And it is absolutely the wrong claim. It is morally unjustifiable, because what the claim of Friends is that you can have sex without real relationships, that you can have these, like, the answer for a bad relationship is another relationship. And so you see these serial daters going from relationship to relationship to relationship, and it's always lighthearted, it's always funny. There is never heartbreak. There's never agony. It's always presented with such a lighthearted sense of humor that, and I think that, it would not have been as popular a show, obviously, if it had presented that. But like, and well, that would have been hard to put on daytime television anyway. Primetime television. It would have been. But I'll say this, for all of this show's faults, which were, so there were many, How I Met Your Mother, right? You have the character of Barney Stinson, who is living the Friends lifestyle. Right? It is from one bad relationship to the next, one hookup to the next. And you have Ted, who's essentially doing the same thing, but not at the same rate as Barney. They have different goals. Right. Ted's goal is, I want to find my wife. Barney is literally just a pig. He's just a pig. But at least, like, there are moments in that show where you sort of see behind the curtain into what's going on with Barney's, like, soul. And there are times when you can see that he feels empty. That like he recognizes that his life is just this vapid, narcissistic, hedonistic, pleasure chasing event. And he feels empty for it. And he has this longing for genuine relationship. And then you look at his sort of, as it tells his backstory, you see abandoned by his father. You see single mom struggling to raise two boys. And then you see, like, he has this great relationship with his brother. And so you see echoes of that in his relationship with Ted and Marshall. Like, that show, I felt, was very, like, I hated the ending. Emotionally aware of its characters and of its central themes. Like, I thought it was the ending. The ending was garbage. But garbage. One of the other redeeming features of How I Met Your Mother is how much the group makes fun of Barney for his like, he's not celebrated. No. For, like, they ridicule him the entire. He is constantly called out for being a horrible guy. Constantly. I mean, and he doesn't change. There's very little. I mean, there's at least some arc, though. With him. Joey Tribbiani has no arc in Friends. He does not. Monica has no arc. I mean, she gets married. And that's it. She doesn't change. And so it's like. So I've never actually seen a single episode of Friends. Oh man, you aren't missing much. I have an issue with not watching things that are popular. That's for the most part. I can see that. I did get swept into The Office, though, because I started watching The Office in the first season when nobody was watching it. It was almost canceled. We did too. And it was like, but that was an amazing organic growth of a show. Like, it was. And it was very much organic. It wasn't the NBC was really, pushing out a lot of stuff around it. It was just like people who watched it were like, oh, you got to watch this episode. And I remember it was the first show that I remember. I think I didn't start watching until maybe like episode 8, 9, 10, somewhere there, about mid-season. And I only started watching it because a friend was like, you've got to watch this episode on racial diversity. And I was like, and I'm like, I have some very strong opinions about race, ethnicity, all of those things. And so, like, I went in like, I am not going to like this. Like, I thought I am not going to like this because I'm going to be offended by it. And I wasn't. I was like, they've created Michael Scott to be such an tone deaf
Yeah.
person that is like, God, yeah, no, this
Mhm.
is good. This is good. And then and at that time I wasn't working in church. I was working in the insurance industry.
Yeah.
And it's like, we had to do some trainings
Yeah.
on, like ethnic diversity and,
Mhm.
like cultural sensitivity.
Yeah.
And I was like, man,
This is hilarious.
it's so funny because
Yeah.
it was pretty accurate to what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
And the difference being that, like, I remember sitting in an office. I won't say the name of the office, but I was sitting in an office with a group of mostly men, insurance salesmen.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know that there are some black salesmen here, there are some white salesmen here, and there are some very, very racially motivated things going on, both groups, right? So it's like, I know that some of these dudes are absolutely racist, but they sat through the training and didn't say anything. They didn't, and so they got their little, little certificate that they had finished the training. And I'm like, this didn't do anything to anybody because no one was real.
Yeah.
Like nobody was like sincere in like talking about it. And so like that was kind of the refreshing thing in that episode of The Office was like, he's trying, and he's trying to be sincere about himself. He's just so tone deaf.
Tone deaf. Yeah.
So, yeah, so good.
It was such a great episode.
But yeah, and it became kind of a little bit of a cultural touchstone that people could, connect to.
And I think part of the reason the episode was so funny, though, is it didn't come at it from. Yeah, it was an episode about cultural diversity training.
Yeah.
But it was more about the imperfection of everybody in the room.
Yeah.
Like it was obviously not written as a political piece.
No.
It was pure comedy.
Yeah, it wasn't. That show often didn't come across as like really high-handed, and whereas so often, I call it a very special episode.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like a very special episode of The Cosby Show.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's a lot of sermonizing.
Yeah.
And we didn't really get that with The Office.
Yeah. So to get back to shared entertainment, let's reel it back a little bit.
Shared entertainment.
Shared entertainment. So one of the things that I've done in my personal life.
Yeah.
I've got two boys. They're 12 and 14.
Yeah.
They have cell phones. It's a problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much I limit it, what firewalls I put on there. There's always a way around it.
Yep.
I have banned phone usage in cars.
Okay.
But with that process, I let them choose the music.
Okay.
Right? Because like I want to know what my kids are into. Like I want now I also have ultimate veto power if they put on something stupid.
Yeah.
Like we're shutting this down. I need you to know that this is not good.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about good and like it's bad morally. I'm talking just bad product. Like it's
yeah. No, I'm with you.
It's annoying, whatever it may be. Cause like I miss sharing. Here's the thing, like, and maybe this is just my personality. One of my favorite things in the world is having something cool and being able to share it with somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, if I really enjoy something, I want someone else to feel the joy that I have. Right?
Yeah.
And I miss that part.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting that, so just recently I helped at my daughter's school with their production of Clue. And which is one of my absolute all-time favorite movies. Love it.
Yeah.
And so they were doing a stage production of Clue, and so I volunteered to be like assistant director and helped with doing stuff on stage, just the whole bit. I was up there for a whole bunch of hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, it isn't just. I think that's maybe the thing about art, right? It's not just we want to share what other people have made that we enjoy, but also there's something to creating something and wanting to share it with people.
Yeah.
Because the kids, they were all so excited that people were there to watch. And it's not like this self-aggrandizing, like, ooh, look at me.
Yeah.
It's more just like they loved it. In fact, one of the best parts of it, there was this kid named Case, who when we started practices, it was rough. It was rough. He played Colonel Mustard, and he had never. It was his first show he'd ever been in, and I remember being a freshman and having never really been in a show, only like church stuff, right? And I know I must have been just rotten. And I looked at him and I was just like, okay, I'm going to work with this kid. And I worked with him. His teacher, Miss Creech, worked with him. The other kids in the production, everybody was like kind of pulling for him. And opening night, like actually our preview night, like parents' night, he goes out there and kills it. I mean, and his lines were all these kind of like small little turns of phrases. Like one of them was like, do you like what somebody quotes something from a poet, and she's like, do you like Wordsworth or like Longfellow? And it's like, I prefer Kipling myself. And then Colonel Mustard says, I'll eat anything. Like, and it's such a little kind of small line, but he delivered it just perfect. Like, well, I'll eat anything. Yeah. Perfect. People die laughing. And the people in the cast are like they've forgotten that this was supposed to be a punchline. Yeah. And so they're like they're kind of caught off guard. They're caught off guard by it. Yeah. And then there's another one, and it's like, I can't remember what the line was, but his punchline is, I had a sister who was a gymnast. Yeah. And people are laughing out loud. Like I'm like peeking around the curtain, very professional, peeking around the curtain. And there's people who are just like wiping their eyes, like laughing so hard. And everybody loved it. And it didn't matter that it was Case getting the laughter or the punchline. Yeah. It's like everybody knew we created this thing together. It is beautiful. Oh yeah. And that's what I think that's the real kind of the downside of the way artistic expression is today, is that you'll put something out there and you'll have no idea how it's connecting. Whereas when art was created live, you knew because you had instant feedback from your audience. I'll tell you, I've written a couple of novels now and published them through Amazon Direct Publishing. And one of my favorite things, like I love it when I get a message that I have a new review. Yeah. Like I love it. And not even if it's not necessarily like a great review. Like just somebody like this is awesome. Like somebody's out there, they've done it. Like, and I've set my prices on my stuff so that like I make just like the bare minimum profit that Amazon will like allow me to make. Like I've just set my prices really low because I don't care about the profit as much as the product and just the connection with people. And and every time I have a sale, I'm just like, this is awesome. Like it's so great. And the best thing on Amazon, one of the best things, they have this program called what is it? It's like Kindle Direct. No, what is it? It basically you can put your book onto Amazon and people can read it on their Kindles without buying it. They basically rent it, and you get paid. I put it in quotes, paid for every page they read. Oh, that's cool. And it's like a fraction of a penny or something. Like it's tiny. And so like I'll log in and I can see that somebody read like 50 pages the first day that they've had the book. And I'm like, they read 50. Like some kid out there sat down and they didn't stop reading for 50 pages. It's like awesome. And then my favorite one was there was somebody that rented the book or whatever, and they read like 50 pages, and then the next day before lunch they finished it. Like read the whole That's book. Awesome. And I'm like, yes, there's somebody out there that really enjoyed this. They were ready for book 2, or book 3, then book 3. So it's like it's great. That's incredible. And it like one of the things that I wish that I could do, and maybe one day if work and life and business and everything works out, I'd love to be able to do a book tour. To just be able to go to a bookstore and read my book to like a live audience who can like respond and let me know, do they like it, do they think this is whatever. What you ought to do is just show up to a library or a bookstore and just sit down like chapter 1. Sorry sir, the library's closing. I've thought about getting a couple of your books and just like going to like just putting them on the bookshelf like. That's funny. Yeah, I've actually thought about putting one in Barnes and Noble,
Yeah.
and just to see what would happen. You know, would anybody actually pick it up off of a bookshelf?
Well, like I think you just do a scavenger hunt and be like post this. It's like I've put 5 books in Barnes and Nobles. They have a $20 bill on page 32.
Around the country, go ask her. And so that'd be a pretty great like guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
Just be like, go to find the book. You'll have to go and ask where the book is.
Yep.
And they'll say they don't have it. Maybe then they'll like start buying copies from Amazon or something. But
that's funny. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Well, so like what would be, we can kind of end it here, and I appreciate you talking with me.
Yeah, of course.
What would be the advice that you give someone who is struggling with enjoying social experiences with other people, maybe?
Yeah.
Like,
so my first thing would be, and part of this is as like a parent, but also as a BCBA who I work every day with kids who are on the spectrum, who they have. I look back at pictures of, I can look at pictures of my clients at sort of different ages in life. And I looked at one the other day, and this little boy was looking at his sister, right? And he's got 2 siblings, and his sister is smiling in the picture, right?
Yeah.
And she's looking at the camera, but he is not looking at the camera.
Yeah.
He's looking at her.
Yeah.
And to me, there's something about that picture that captures one part of the autistic experience, because a lot of times autistic people have to pick up their social cues from other people.
Right.
And I think that really that is part of the human experience too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we only know that we like something because we've experienced it with the right person at the right time.
Yeah.
And so it's like I can remember being in high school and hearing some different kinds of music. I remember listening to Led Zeppelin with a friend of mine and being like, and then looking, and he's like into it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay, I'll listen to it a little bit longer, right? I never got really into Led Zeppelin, but it's like, okay, I'll give it a chance. But I think for our kids, and again, like as a BCBA, whether our kids are autistic or neurotypical, they need the social aspect of art, of music, of movies, of things. I think we do our kids and ourselves a huge disservice when we just put on Netflix, especially if we're putting Netflix on an iPad with the Beats headphones and they're not engaging. Because what we do, in fact, we've had a rule in our house for a long time that our kids are not allowed to watch any show that has a laugh track.
Okay.
Right? So a show like Jessie, the Disney Channel show, like very obviously this is a laugh track show. And it's queued up to laugh, and oftentimes that laugh track, it happens at things that are rude. Ugly, that are people are being unkind to each other, but and my kids were being taught that these unkind words are funny. Here's the deal. I have many times, and will still very often move towards unkindness in search of humor. I don't need a TV show teaching my kids that. I got that one covered. Right? I've got the rude humor. I've got that covered. I want my kids to see humor that is uplifting, that's encouraging, that's kind, which my kids haven't watched this, but I look forward to the day that like I feel comfortable that my kids are old enough to watch like Ted Lasso. Where so much of the humor is derived from self-deprecating. Like he deprecates like himself, like he's like, I'm such a bumpkin, I'm such an idiot, right? But at the same time, like he is so loving, he's so kind to the people around him, and the humor springs out of these organic situations where it isn't somebody being made fun of or being targeted. And so, I would get rid of the iPad, get rid of the headphones, enjoy art, music together. Let your kids get their cue from you about what is good and what isn't. So
I would, man. at least for kids, and this is what I tell my kids, is like, if there's something you love, take the headphones off, play it out the phone, share it with a friend.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they like it, maybe they don't, but share it with them. Like, that's going to encourage them to share with you the things that they like.
Yeah.
You know, start a book club.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a favorite TV show, ask if somebody else has seen it. Talk to people about it, right?
Yeah.
And trust me, I get it. It is hard to talk to people sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But be present when you have these conversations.
And here's the thing, and I'll say this: you may be the most guilty person of this of anybody I know.
Oh Lord, what is it?
When somebody does share with you something that they love, that's art, that's whatever, like be receptive of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I remember when my wife and I were still dating, we hadn't been dating long. She said her favorite comedy was Zoolander, which in retrospect, it's hilarious. Like, it's a funny movie.
It's very funny.
I didn't understand Zoolander the first time I saw it, because I didn't understand. Like, the humor didn't click with me. In fairness, I wasn't giving it my full attention when we watched it the first time. And I laughed a few times along the way, but like, I just didn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said this is my favorite comedy of all time. Yeah. And we finished the movie, and she was like, "You didn't like it, did you?" I said, "I must have missed something. Let me watch it again." So I started it over right then. I went back. We were watching the DVD. I started the DVD over, and I sat there and watched it again. She left. She went home.
Yeah.
It was curfew. But I watched the rest of the movie, the whole thing through, because I was like, it's important to her. I want to give it at least a fair shot to like it. And I ended up really liking it a lot. The second time I watched it through, I cracked up at the, you died in a freak gasoline fight incident, right? It's like, all right, like, second time I got it. First time it was like, I was on my phone.
School for ants.
And that was, and honestly, and it was on me that I didn't, because the first time watching it through, I was on my phone a lot. I was texting and, playing games or whatever. Didn't give it full attention. And I saw at the end how disappointed she was that I didn't like it. Yeah. And I was like, no, I don't want to be that guy. So let's do this again. Let's try again. Yeah. So I would just, and this, I only say that you may be the worst about this because you love to find out what somebody loves and then say the Beatles are the worst band in the history of the world. Okay. I don't like the Beatles either, but he likes to.
That is not my argument. It's the most overrated
band in human history.
So, okay, to be fair, the guy I said this to was beating me at Risk.
He was. And so, it was probably time for some, some sort of.
And he loved the Beatles.
He did.
It was not a small love for the Beatles. No. It was a large love for the Beatles.
Yeah. And that psychological warfare, I think, really made him come unhinged and make some questionable decisions just to get you. So,
but you can really find out how some passionate people are about things by insulting their thing a little bit, poking and prodding.
But I do my best to never yuck somebody's yum. So, and if you can just not yuck somebody's yum when they actually have the temerity to share it with you, it's a good deal.
Please give it a shot. Be attentive.
Give it a shot. Yeah, be attentive.
But all right, guys, thanks for watching.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.